Well, it's 11 o'clock at night. So today was fun. Not.
Why? I'm just saying.
So the other voice you hear is that of my son. That little person there. He's supposed to be going to bed. We're at my mom's. So he has this little blow up bed because my sister's in the other room. And I'm in the other one, so. And then plus he likes sleeping in front of TV. So. But, so, things they don't tell you when you have dialysis. One, they tell you you can travel. Things they don't mention is that currently DaVita is short-staffed and overbooked. So if you do travel, likeliness of being able to get travel arrangements for dialysis, few and far between. I was going to Georgia. The only place that was able to treat me for one day was out of Carrollton. I think I'm saying right. Carrollton, Georgia, which is 30 minutes away from my destination I was originally. That was Tuesday. The other place never even called me back. So then they tell you the other route is to go through the emergency. Okay, fine. I call and they say go through the emergencies and go through the procedure and fine. Sounded really simple. This morning I get there a little bit before 12, like 11:45. And OMG. When you are on dialysis, you're really hard to stick. One, because you can't have a lot of fluid. So when your body is not hydrated well, your veins are not strong and they don't show very good. Two, you got a machine that's pulling your blood in and out into the machine back into your body to filter it. So that has some issues with it. And then, amongst other things, I've had kidney illness since I was a child, so my veins have always been kind of crappy. So, I tell the first person, hey, I'm a really bad stick. I said, but you can try. I'm a trooper. So, first stick. Gotta fish a little bit. When they fish, let me point out, it does hurt. Because they're taking a needle and they're fishing inside your vein until they get blood. It hurts. It hurts like you wouldn't believe. First stick doesn't work. So he said, I think we need to get the ultrasound so we can find a vein. I'm like, yeah, I totally agree. Do you think they did that? No. Nope. They did not. Second nurse comes in. I'm going to give it a try. I say again, I'm a bad stick. You can't stick me in my left arm. And then you have to be careful with my right because I have an artificial vein. And where do you think they stuck the tourniquet? Right there. You see how nice and swollen my arm looks? 5 times. Well, not 5, 4. With the stupid tourniquet wrapped tightly around my arm. Right there. Which really isn't that good. Just look at that. Just pulsating this swollenness. How's it in? I'm telling you, it's not cute. So I said, okay. So we're looking up and down my right arm, trying to find somewhere to stick. Then she says, I think we should do an ultrasound. That's what the first nurse said. I think we should. Calls for that. Then the third nurse shows up. I'm here to stick you. Now, mind you, in between this, first time was like about 12:30-ish. The second time they stuck me, baby, it was almost 2 o'clock. And the third time they stuck me was 3:30. So it took 4 hours 4 beautiful hours to draw a couple of vials of blood. Northside, you really got to do better. Shouldn't take 4 hours to stick somebody. Especially after the first 2 brainiac people, which they were very smart people, said we should get an ultrasound. The third person, she did get blood, but she stuck me in my thumb, which I have nerve damage in, so that felt real great. After she put the tourniquet on my arm, up there by my artificial vein, then again towards a little bit past it, and then right above my wrist, which I actually have that fun thing there. And let me tell you, that hurts like a monster. And trust me, they were touching it all. I mean, I was tested with my pain level and my patience. God is good, because I didn't lose the Jesus in me. I really didn't, because I could have went off, but I chose not to, because what was that going to solve? That's today's message, or tonight's message, that there are moments you could really go off. You could act a plumb damn fool. But what is it going to solve? What is it going to solve? It's not going to solve nothing. I could have went off on all of them folks in that hospital. But then they would have threw my black tail out too. And still wouldn't have had dialysis. Oh, and by the way, I didn't have dialysis today. So I have to go back in the morning. And thanks be to God, I don't have to do all of that. But chances are they may have to stick me again. Which I'm praying not. Because, see, I don't feel like going through this. Because I'm going to tell them if I get the x-ray, we're not going to play tic-tac-toe with my arm. Because that's what we did today. Tic-tac-toe. Guess who lost? Me. But anywho, today's lesson is, yes, you could really cuss some folks out. But it won't solve nothing. That's why I tell people you got to take God with you everywhere you go. I tell my husband that all the time. He can be a little moody something, and I love him to pieces. He can go off. He said he used to be really low-key. I didn't know him then. But now his patience is itty-bitty. So he go off pretty bad. I always tell him, you got to take God with you everywhere you go. And if you can't go there, don't go. And God goes everywhere. So that means you take God with you everywhere. And when moments like this happened, that's when I count on God. Because trust me, I was praying in the hospital because I really wanted to go off. I sat there, and come 4:30, when they come telling me about when they finally got the blood. Let me see, what was that? That was 3:30. Finally got it. Nurse come back in. I said, look, honey, I'm starving. Because, mind you, I had a quarter of a muffin around 10. And I was starving. And I was like, and I hadn't had anything to drink, child. I was like, look, I'm ready to go. She said, oh, it only takes 15 minutes. Do you know that helper didn't come back until... Well, she didn't come back. I had to call for him. It was 4:40. I'm like, look, now, I'm about to make an escape. But, anyway. God gives you patience when you need to have it. And he gave it to me today. Because I'm telling you, it was tested. But God is good. Not one time, all the time. So, I say this to say, when you have a moment where things are not going your way and your patience is being tested, trust God. Don't go off. Trust God. It will work its way through. Yes. Will people make you want to go off on them? They do. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Because it doesn't solve anything. And then it runs your pressure up. So not only have you cussed the folks out, you still didn't get what you want, and now your pressure gone up, and now you got a splitting headache. See, that's just less things to be happy about. Not worth the effort. Not worth the energy. So, that was my lesson. And trust me, I was plenty pissed. Because I fussed about it. Because I will fuss. But Going off on them would have not helped me at all. So I'm going to go for my treatment tomorrow. And I'm going to come with a happy spirit and new beginnings, because tomorrow's another day. And definitely a day that the Lord has made, as well as today. So when you have a moment that really tests your patience, stay in your faith. Trust God. Don't go off on folks. Take a deep breath and know that it'll work itself out and everything will be all right. Blessings.